Postgraduate Business Economics enrolment session. My name is Siobhan Guy and I'm the Hub Manager, and I really want to welcome you here today. I know that you will be inundated with information. Some of it might go in, some of it might go out, but the most important thing is that you'll meet us and you'll know where things are. So if that stuff goes out, you can come and speak to us and help it all go back in. I'd like to introduce you to Associate Professor Barry Bergen, who's the head of school of the Business School, to officially welcome you here to the University of Adelaide. Thank you.
Thanks, Siobhan, and that is my job to do, to welcome you. In doing so, let me say, first off, for those of you doing your first couple of days here, Adelaide's always like this weather-wise. You never get any change. It's beautiful, 25 degrees. Unfortunately, that's not true. This is a very nice day to be stuck inside. But we hope that you'll have 18 months to 2 years, however long the program here is with us, to really enjoy, first of all, for international students, for visiting Adelaide and becoming part of South Australia. And for all students, that is the international students and the domestic cohort, really enjoying their time with us at the University of Adelaide as well. I'm not going to talk for very long because the other people in the room can tell you a lot more about what you can expect and what you can do. I'm just going to say two things. The first thing I'm going to say, in my role as head of the business school, my job essentially is to ensure that students who come and study with us have a high quality study experience. Now, what does that actually mean? That means that what you do is you get imparted information, you get the opportunity to partake in a curriculum that will, well, one way you could look at it is enhance your employability in a local context. That's our aim. Enhance your employability in a local context. In that process, you get to learn things that are of interest. You get to meet new people, and you get to share in a whole lot of new ways of thinking. And we really hope you enjoy that. What I can tell you is that it will take some work. So while we hope you enjoy it a lot, at the same time, there's got to be a commitment, because we can provide an environment by which you can learn. We'll do some things really well, we'll do some things not so well, so there are always things we are looking to improve, but we can provide an environment by which you can learn. But in essence, you are the people who can do the learning. You have to do the learning, we can only provide the environment. So we're partners in that sort of context. Partners are the academic staff, the professional staff that you can spend time with, and yourselves. So I just want to give you 4 quick hints, I think, from my perspective, of what will make that learning experience a superior one for you, what will make your 18 months, 2 years, however long you spend with us, a good one. Hint number 1 is to recognise that learning is more about sitting in a classroom and looking at books. Learning is about talking about, interacting with, and explaining to others the things that you are talking about. It's about applying those things to what's happening in the world around us. I don't know how many are finance majors, but what is happening with the world's financial economies, what caused the GFC, what are all those sorts of things, and using the theories that you look at and talking with people about them. Communication is the name of the game. It's the name of the game in employability context. It's the name of the game in enjoying yourself context. It's not about simply learning stuff. It's about learning that stuff and being able to apply it in a whole range of frameworks. All right, so make sure you take the effort to do that, to recognise, to build cohorts of people that you study with, so that you can talk about the things that you are learning. The best way to know whether you understand something or not is to explain it to somebody else. Then if they've got half a clue about what you talked about, you know you're on track. So just remember that on the way through. Second key point is to recognise that the networks you develop amongst each other are as important for you in terms of future career as what you do in the classroom. I still meet with the people that I went to university with when I was your age. And yes, that was a long time ago. But I still meet with those people, I still communicate with them, and I still call on them for favours. You know, a bit of information here, a contact there. Right? Take the opportunity to spend time with other people. Meet as many people as you can in this enclosed environment, in this forced situation. Make sure that you spread your wings, talk to as many different people as possible. Third thing is to say there is life outside the university. One of the amazing opportunities in Australian education at the moment is the international context of education. If you look around the room, you'll see that our numbers are dominated by international students who come here to study with us. Right? So that creates an amazing opportunity for you to meet with people from other countries, to study with people who will give you a totally global context. It doesn't matter what country you're from, whether you're from Australia, whether you're from China, whether you're from India, whether I will get into trouble because I'll forget somebody's country. But just recognise that you have an amazing opportunity to have an international experience. That international experience will not stop in the classroom. It won't stop with the fact that of the business school 70 academic faculty, I think probably 50 to 60% of them are non-Australian. So you will get to meet academics, professors from all over the world. You get to study with people from all over the world. But you get to share in a community, and I would encourage you to find ways to share in that community. We will try and help you with some of those things. We will put on events where we will bring in people from the business community. We can talk to you about careers, we can talk to you about options. We will put on social events, which we will try and ensure that, that some of those options will occur. But the challenge to you is to get outside of your comfort zone and step into the water in so many things you can do. I don't know if you're interested in sport or art or music but there's all sorts of opportunities where you can get engaged around the local community. The university helps organise some, the hub staff will help organise some, and the academics will help organise some. But make sure you get involved. Don't just sit in a room studying, although don't spend so much time outside the room studying that you have too good a time and don't do as well in studying. So balance, all right? Balance is important. The last thing I just wanted to say was my fourth hint: have fun. Enjoy what you're doing. Now, I have to say, I'm a finance professor, so my subject is not necessarily the most favourite of many people. I have to teach some things that people don't find interesting. I don't find interesting sometimes, okay? Some of it is about developing the frameworks to think and to learn and to look at the really interesting questions. But in your study, in your time here, just make sure that you take the opportunities to have fun. What does that mean? Never get overly worried about how you're progressing. Make sure you talk to people before you start to get worried. If it's about support for student services, talk to the people that you're going to meet here today. If it's about academic support, you're really struggling with an area of a particular topic, don't leave it till after the final exam before you talk to somebody. That will usually be too late. Alright? If you are struggling with something, come and talk to us. By us, I'm talking about the academic cohort. That's our job, after all, is to spend time with you and help you in your learning path. That's part of having fun, by the way. Having fun is challenging yourself, working your way through it, recognising that not everything's going to be easy. You're going to have to work hard. Recognising that some things will seem to be difficult, and the best thing to do then is to talk to people about those and help you gain your understanding and work your way through. Plenty of supports. As I said before, there'll be things we do really well, and things we don't do so well. Talk to us about the things we don't do so well. Tell us about the things we do well. That will benefit just you, but also the people who come after you as well. Alright? When we know that these things work and those things don't work. Talk to us, essentially, is what it is. So again, I come back to that last thing. Those 4 hints really come down to one thing. you getting involved in your learning and teaching experience. That is, you getting involved in every way that you can, in a balanced way, in the study, in the people that you meet, in the life of the university, in the life of the city in which you're going to live and work for at least 18 months to 2 years for the international students. Great opportunity for us, as well as for you to get to know you, and for the domestic students who will get to meet a whole range of new people as well. This is going to be one of those times when, as Siobhan said, you're going to be filled with information. Don't let it all become too daunting too quickly. Get on top of it, pick what's there, and then work your way through that. Have fun, and we'll see you around during the next couple of years, I guess.
Thanks, Barry. Now I'm just going to give you a little bit of information about the hub. Now, the most confusing thing is that there are 2 hubs. How many of you have spent some time across the road at the Professions Hub? Yeah, and then there's this hub here, okay? So when we talk about the hub, we talk about the best hub on the other side of the road, okay? So it's one of the things, just to be in your mind that we do use that acronym of the hub. So there's the Professions Hub, and then there's this area here which is accessible to you students as well 24/7, which is called Hub Central. I just thought I'd clarify that because I know I've spotted some people wandering over there today and some over here. So Professions Hub and Hub Central. What I'm going to do is embarrass my staff a little bit, just so that you see their faces and you know who they are. Kate, the lady just here, she looks after the students who are enrolled in the business program. We have Josh down here. Josh looks after students enrolled in economics and education program. We have Anne down here, who's one of our student information officers. Anne is sitting at our front counter, so she's the first face you're going to see whenever you need anything. It's Anne. Who else have I done? Alex. Alex over there, she looks after our student support area. And Sasha, who thinks she's going to get away with not being introduced, is our communications officer. So this is just some of the team in the Postgraduate Hub. We do have 2 hubs over in the real hub across the road. On the ground floor we have an undergraduate hub, and on the first floor we have a postgraduate hub. And that is your space. So in that space is available to you once you get your student card 24/7. So 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. There's a kitchen, there's computer suites in that space as well. There's also just space just to work as a group on your own, quiet study spaces and things like that. But the most important thing about the Professions Hub is not just the great facilities that we have on offer, it's the staff. The staff are for you some of the most important people. So there's Kate and Josh are our program advisors. So they're going to be some of the people that you go to when you're not quite sure, maybe, am I doing okay in my courses? Or, Kate, this is what I'm planning on studying next year, is this right? If you're unsure about anything, then the staff in the Postgraduate Hub are really important. So Anne and Sam are at the front counter, and they can help with little queries such as, where do I submit my assignment? Obvious question, but where are the assignment boxes? How do I do it? I am having trouble enrolling, where do I go? Okay, who do I speak to? So if you don't know, I guess it's down, if you don't know where to go, go to the hub, Professions Hub, front counter and speak to the staff. Their jobs are to assist you. Okay, first and foremost is to make sure that you're in the right courses, that you're progressing nicely. If you want to go on student exchanges, they're the ones that can assist you with organising for you to go to Europe, to America. Okay, they're the ones that can make sure that those courses that you might do over there, you get credit for when you come back here. Okay, so if you have any queries or questions, then they're the best people to go. They're also the ones that help with the mentor program. Now, there are a few mentors flying around. I'm going to embarrass them. Stand up, mentors. Right. These guys, these students have been there, done that. Okay? done that, and making sure that as a staff member I can tell you everything's wonderful, there are no problems, all the courses are great, they're all easy, Barry's a really easy marker, all those sorts of things I can tell you. That's what I think. Maybe sometimes it's best to speak to a student. Maybe it's best to work with some students who can give you a bit of hints and tips. We work for the university. Some of us have studied here, some of us haven't. But it's always good to speak to students. So the couple of important things is Professions Hub staff are here for you, to assist you with your study, whatever that might be. If you don't know where to go and see Anne and Sam at the front counter. And then if you want to know a bit more of the student insight, then there are a number of mentors that you can also talk to. Okay? We're not going to fill you with a whole lot of information today. How much is staying in your head? A lot? All gone out? Excellent. Lovely to sound my own voice. I'm just going to hand over now to Josh, who's going to give you a little bit more information about the programs and about enrolment.
Thanks, Siobhan. Hi, everyone. I'm just going to go through a few key things that hopefully you'll remember through your first weeks and months studying here. As Siobhan said, we know you're getting a lot of information from us, from the university, perhaps from the International Student Centre, and a lot of it is going to go in one ear and out the other. But hopefully these 4 key things will stick in your mind. So there's 4 things I just want to emphasise. That's the Hub website, enrolment information, course requirements, and how to get help. Firstly, the Hub website. Professions Hub website is a dedicated area which has information, links, help and forms for you, specific to the programs that you're studying and the situation that you're going to be in as you progress through the study here. It's your source of information for and updates specific to your programs, your courses, and your study. I would advise you to bookmark it in your browser or in your smartphone for easy reference in the future. And we also have a Facebook account, a Twitter feed, and a YouTube account as well. And we urge you to subscribe to those for the latest updates from us. And they could be anything like a social event that's being run through the Hub, or it could be a reminder of a deadline for certain forms to be submitted by. For enrolment information, could I just stop and ask with a show of hands, who's actually already enrolled in the courses? Okay, a few people, talk about half. I choose to believe that you haven't enrolled correctly. See that line.
Better than last year's one.
Now with enrolment, at the Hub website, there is an online walkthrough which takes you through all the steps for enrolment. So your checklists, how to log into Unified and Access AA, looking up your courses, assembling your study plan, and so on. One point in particular I want to make for those of you who haven't already enrolled is about your enrolment details. And this is a set of statistical and demographic information we're required to collect by law on all students. It's just things like what's your background, what school did you go to, what are you studying, things like that. Now, you must actually complete this information before the system will allow you to enrol in classes. So if you log on to the system, it doesn't seem like you're able to enrol in the courses, your first question should be, did I complete my enrolment details? The third thing to remember is course requirements. Now there's a lot of information about each course that's available on the university's course planner, which is a searching database for all of our courses. There's just 2 concepts that I want to make sure, or hopefully I'm going to make clear to you. And there are two main types of course requirements. That's prerequisites and assumed knowledge. And students often have trouble understanding what exactly is the difference between these two. So, prerequisites firstly. Now, these are other courses that you must have passed or be currently undertaking to be able to enrol in the particular course. They are a hard rule. That means if you haven't done the prerequisite course, you're not allowed to do this course yet. If you do enrol in it, you'll end up being dropped from the course because we do actually run checks to make sure that you've done the prerequisites. The reason that the course has a prerequisite is because it is taught in a way that assumes you already know this material. So if you haven't already done it, it's going to be very difficult or impossible for you to pass. So the prerequisite is there in your interest. For example, the course Econometrics 3D has a prerequisite of intermediate econometrics 3D. So if you haven't done it or you can't pronounce it like me, you won't be able to take it. Now, the other type of requirement is assumed knowledge. Assumed knowledge is a little different. These are other courses which are usually taken before a course, but they don't have to be. Assumed knowledge is not a hard rule, like a prerequisite, it's more of a guideline. You just need to be aware of the assumed knowledge if it's listed for a course, and understand that if you don't have that assumed knowledge, it may be more challenging for you to pass the course. So if you haven't got the assumed knowledge, we don't say you can't do the course, but take it under advisement and think about your own study performance and whether you think you'll still be able to pass the course. The fourth thing is getting help. Now, as Siobhan's already said, at the Professions Hub, we're only happy to help you in any way we can with any questions. And if we don't know the answer, we'll direct you to somebody who does. I just wanted to give you a bit of a way to think about who the best person to ask first off might be. And the way to think about it is to ask, well, what do you need help with? If you need help with the subject matter, so something that's actually being taught in the classroom, so I can't get my head around this concept that's being taught in money banking and financial markets, for instance. The best person to ask is one of your teachers, either the lecturer or the tutor, the person teaching you. If it's about learning skills, so not so much about a particular concept, but so, for example, how do I structure an effective essay? How do I write in a way that is going to communicate what I want to communicate? The Professions Learning Centre exists to help you there, and our colleague Shane is going to speak a bit more about the Learning Centre in a moment. Contact details for the Learning Centre are available on the Hub website, so that's yet another reason to bookmark it. If it's a question about rules, so enrolment rules, the rules of your program, how do you go about a transfer? When do the rules say that you've completed your program? The Professions Hub is the best place to ask about those. We're familiar with the rules and we're often the people who do the rules checking. If you're not sure who might have the answer, then ask at the Postgraduate Hub. If we don't know the answer, we'll find out for you who does. One last thing is to always remember, if you have got a question, particularly if it's a question that you're emailing in, perhaps not asking face-to-face, it's very, very helpful to us if you can tell us your student ID and the program that you're in, as well as your name. There are a lot of you. We like to be able to remember you all by first name and face, but it's not very realistic, so if you can give us your student ID as well, it helps us a lot and saves us a lot of time in looking at your records and helping us understand your situation. That's all I had to cover. So I'm going to hand over to my colleague Shani from the Professions Learning Centre. Thanks for your attention.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the University of Adelaide. Now, I'm a representative of the Professions Learning Centre. My name is Nishani, and I know you've been told that it's okay if you forget some things. What I want you to remember is that the service that we offer is free, and it's for you. That's the first thing. Don't forget that.
I offer service that is free as well.
Okay. Now, even before I go any further and tell you more about that service, I want to congratulate you for being here. I want you to congratulate you for taking on the challenge of doing a postgraduate coursework degree. I think very often people can go, well, I finished my undergrad, I can go and find work, why should I do a postgraduate degree? But you're here. So many of you have left your family, you've left your friends, you've left everything that's so familiar to you, the language, the culture, and you've come to a completely brand new place to take up a whole and full degree program. So for that, I want to congratulate you, because it takes strength, it takes courage, and it takes vision. Because when you leave the University of Adelaide, you will be able to go anywhere in the world after you have the experience here. So for these, we respect and salute you, and I want to say that I certainly don't have the strength and the courage to go and do a degree in your language back home in your country. So there you go. Okay, the next thing. Okay, so what are the different experiences that you're going to have? You're going to meet many new people. Now, Barry's already talked to you about this. You're going to have new challenges. You're going to grow as a person. You're going to grow as a learner. You'll find that you are doing things differently from how you've done them before. And you'll find and you'll discover new aspects of yourself that you didn't even know exist. But when you're in any learning program, you will develop and grow in all kinds of ways. So it's going to be a very exciting journey ahead of you. Of course, you will have to do your side of the learning and studying. But the PLC, more importantly, the PLC, the Professions Learning Center, what are we here for and what do we do? Firstly, once again, it's a free service and it's there for you. Any issues you have with learning skills, with how do I answer this question, how do I work on this essay. Now, we may not have the content expertise, but we have the academic skills expertise. So we'll be able to help you unpack a question. We'll be able to help you to how to structure an essay. These are just examples. Or for that matter, how you can improve your oral presentation skills. Now, those students who have used our services have found them to be very valuable. It's a free service, it's there for you. All you have to do, the easiest part, is use it. You can make individual appointments, you can sit down with one single person, and that person will be there to help you with your particular learning issue. But of course, what do you have to do? These are the range of things that we help you with. How do I make an appointment? You have to plan ahead and book early. You have to make sure that if your assignment is due in 2 weeks, you have a draft ready so that you can make an appointment with us a week before so that you can take on the feedback and implement it in your work. Now, for example, you can't come to us and say, my assignment is due tomorrow. Can you help me with it today? That's not going to work. You have to plan in advance. We are busy. We may say we can see you in 2 or 3 days' time. So this is really important that you plan in advance and you make an appointment to see us. There's the email address. There's the physical address and where you can find us. I have little flyers here for you, and these are not for PEP students because you've already got it. It's not for bridging program students because you are about to get it. And it's for anyone else who doesn't know about it. What else is there to say? I'm done. I hope to see you using the service.
Okay. Now you've heard from us. We're the staff. We're the people who tell you what to do and how to do it, things like that. But what I'd like to do is introduce you to one of our mentors, Jiali Wang, who's going to give you a little bit of an insight as to what it's like to be a student and, of course, tell you all how wonderful we all are. Okay? Okay. He will now be
Okay, firstly, I will thank Tanisha because just like she said, maybe we left our family, left our friends, left a lot of things, but we get knowledge, we get education, most important thing, we get our future, right? So very thanks, Tanisha. Okay, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Jalo Wang from I'm one of the students, the Master of the Marketing. This is my last semester, so I very appreciate to share some experience and some of my opinion to you guys. And into this presentation, I will separate them into the two parts. One is the tips for the lives, and another one is the tips for the study. I think it will be very useful for you guys. Okay. The first thing is about the healthy lifestyle. Firstly, we will make sure you have the enough sleep and a well-balanced diet to ensure have the energetic day. Because in the first semester, some of my friends will continue studying the midnight, and I found they didn't have the energy study tomorrow, the next day. They always get sleepy in class, so I think enough sleep is very important for the postgraduate students. And another thing I think is very important is to make sure you have the good way to release your pleasure. For me, my way is swimming. So I recommend you to have some outdoor activities. It's not some indoor ones like train the computer again after studying. I don't think this is a good way for you. Please go to the outside and enjoy the beautiful Australian life. I think this is the good things for all students. And the last thing for the life is to make sure you have found a reliable person at the institute when you need help. What is the reliable person? I found Kate is the very reliable person. Let's give a big hand to Kate. Well, in my first semester, I found confused on my course selection, so I meet Kate. So I think that Kate is a very reliable person. Thank you, Kate. I will see you soon. This semester, I have some problem here. And some of the reliable institute, I think, like our postgraduate section and something like the International Student Center. I think this is a very reliable situation, and they will hold a lot of activities every semester, so just enjoy it. Okay, let's turn to some tips for the study. The first tip I think is you should have the detailed plan for your first semester. Maybe in the first 2 weeks, you should have your self-assessment for yourself, because you can separate your time in different works. For me, I think the accounting is very tough, so I focus on my accounting and put a lot of emphasis on it. So I think this is the good study strategy for different people. So please have the plan. Another one is don't isolate yourself. I think study in a group is a very good way, because you can share your opinion, share your ideas, have a good discussion. I think the most important thing is save your time, because the time here is limited and very expensive, you know. And I think the last thing is using the facility properly. I found that there are lots of the good service and facility in our campus. I have to strongly recommend the Professional Learning Center, just like Lisa mentioned, in our Faculty of Professions. I think you can find the free academics is for free. It's very important for how to write your science structure. For me, because last semester I want to find a job, so I prepared a very, I think it's very casual CV to Tanisha, and Tanisha gave very professional suggestion to me. I think it's very useful to every student. So just do it, but you should make the appointment just like the information. So this is very important for us. And lastly, I have to make the commercial here. It's some information about please go to the website, go to the Peer Mentor website and look at the upgrade news. And for the 22nd of the Wednesday for this month, we have the social event, is the Hub Day Out. This is the big event because you can find your friends here, you can find some mentor here, have a good communication there, and the most important thing, we have the free barbecue. Just enjoy it. So lastly, I really hope that you have the awesome, exciting semester. Thank you so much.
Okay, now there's just a few final things before the mentors take some of you away and leave some of you behind. What we've all flagged today is the issue of the website. So as Josh mentioned to you, on the website you get information about how to enrol, what to enrol in. On the website is information about our peer mentoring programs, okay? So you're not feeling isolated, so you can start networking, start learning about careers, start accessing our Professions Learning Centre and things like that. So the website, I guess, is the best place to go, spend a bit of time surfing, get a bit of an idea as to what's going on. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, and that way you can find out a little bit more information about things that happen on a day-to-day. It might be, my uni's not working, which is our learning portal. It might be that something's going to happen and look, the Postgrad Hub office has to close at 4 o'clock for some reason, okay? We tweet you that information or we Facebook it. And I'm sure that none of you use Facebook at all, or any of its equivalents, so you won't be able to like us, but I'm pretty sure that you can start joining those things here that you're in Australia now and like us or follow us on Twitter. Are there any quick questions before we bundle some of you out of here and leave some of you behind? In the capable hands of Mark. Yes?
Yeah, sometimes I see courses that have co-requisites. Do I have to take this co-requisite course?
A co-requisite means that you can do the course at the same time. Okay? So for example, give us an example, Kate, of a co-requisite.
Great.
Yeah, I'll give you one example. I have...
Which program are you doing?
Agribusiness management.
Sorry?
Agribusiness management.
Okay.
Okay, there is a course called the Theory and Practice of International
So there's some of the courses that you can take with us as part of your program, is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah, the co-requisites, sometimes you don't necessarily have to do them together, but you can. It really depends on the courses that it involves. So I really have to know what the course is to be able to tell you whether you need to have it together or not. Some of them may actually just put it in there in case you're doing a whole program that requires them both to do the same time.
So for your program, if they're courses that are business courses, then feel free to pop into the Postgrad Hub and we can help you with that. Any other quick questions? No? Okay, how many of you are doing the bridging program?
Maybe a good way to put that is, how many of you are new international students who have just arrived in Adelaide, have not done a PEP program, and if you've done a PEP program, you know what I mean by PEP. So what's PEP? You haven't done it. And have not done an undergraduate degree in Australia or in another country where English was used as the medium of instruction. Okay? So what we're interested in then is retaining people who we are going to offer a special program to, which I'll explain to those people. And those of you who have done some preparation either here in Adelaide or have done an undergraduate degree in English and are transferring here can go off with Kate and Siobhan and Josh.
Okay, so we all know who are the people who are doing the bridging program. New international students have not done
probably
PEP.
arrived in the last week or so.
Are not pennies.
That's all.
If any of you are Aussie students, you don't you're a no as well. Okay, so you don't have to attend the bridging program. Okay, those of you who are not part of that cohort who will need to do a bridging program, can I ask the bridging program people to remain seated? So the new international arrivals, probably only got here the last couple of weeks, no undergrad here.